Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. Said this off stream, but I think the goal for tonight is actually skip the agenda. If you were at the meeting earlier this month, fantastic. If not, there will be another monthly meeting on March 11th at SCDP. Yes. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into the proposed bylaws edits. There is a printout. Everybody should have one. We're just going to kind of talk about it. This is the formal write-up. Do you have an announcement?
I do have an announcement. Actually, I was going to ask if I could make before
Absolutely.
bylaws.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Oh, my.
Okay, you can hold it by this part. That's fine. You're doing great. So, good news, everyone. I get to be the bearer of happiness, where in this week of wins for the Democrat Party, we here at YDSC have a win to announce regarding our next meeting. We are the only Young Dems chapter to have hosted a governor at our governor candidate for the primary in South Carolina so far in the election cycle, and we are officially going to be the only Young Dems chapter to host both candidates for governor primary of South Carolina. I don't know, the words are there. Anyways, Mullins McLeod has agreed to come speak and answer questions at the next meeting. He will be coming, as far as I'm aware, in person to the meeting on March 11th. That will be at 6:30. Schedule permitting, his goal is to stick around and answer questions after as well. So if you have any questions you want to ask, yes, we'll be taking some from the chat. Prepare some ahead of time. We can have that. And we will be not only the first, but also the only chapter, once again, to have hosted both candidates in that primary. We've also hosted one of the Democratic candidates for superintendent. And if all goes well, we will soon be the only chapter to have hosted both of them too. Go us! That's pretty good. Yeah. I know. Like I said, it's the spring of wins. We got tariffs struck down. We have those, and that's really all I had to announce.
Okay. Well, thank you. Excellent. Fabulous. I'm looking forward to listening to Mr. McLeod give us some question and answer situations there. All right. Are we ready to hop into this and get it going? All right. So I'm just going to read. Austin was the super goat and put together a lot of this. I simply put in a sentence. Hello.
Hey.
Well, perfect. So I can now restart. There are bylaws edits printed if you would like one of those. We're just discussing that right now, and we're going to kind of just... Perfect. Okay. So we talked last month about condensing our committees into a smaller amount of committees, making it more reasonable and easier for us to kind of discuss in chapter chats and all that good stuff. So the first one that I want to start with, section 3 up here, is the Outreach and Public Relations Committee. This is basically merging, not merging, if you were present for the conversation. Membership is an active committee, but it does not technically exist in our bylaws. So this committee would basically merge what we are using as the membership committee and the communications committee, and that's just to kind of streamline that. Carrie is our communications chair and Christine is our co-chair, but we do a lot of the work. We're mostly in one chat right now, and this will just make things easier for us to kind of communicate and get graphics out and all that good stuff. So do you guys want me to read this aloud, or do you want to review what's written here? Yeah? Okay. Yes.
Yeah, we can go section by section.
Yes, we absolutely can. Well, that's what I'm saying. Section 3. If you have, does anybody have any questions about what's written here? Take a minute to peruse. I am sorry about that. I may have been a little gung-ho.
Can we officially shorten this to OPR?
I was joking with Emma about that. I think that's fine. It's kind of funny, right?
It's like catchy, right?
Yeah, it's kind of catchy.
I told you, no, it's fine, but if someone else is
This is slander.
No, I'm talking about me. I'm talking about
Oh, I thought you were.
No, Emma's the goat. I trust her ideas more than mine, and the fact we have the same one means that she's right.
Being apprehensive about my life. Okay, we feel good about that? Everybody feel good about what's written here? Any objections? Okay, excellent. Section 4, Finance Committee. Yes, sir. This is staying pretty much the same as what was already there. The only thing that's added in here is that the Finance Committee will share the duty of fundraising with the board. And then also, Finance will have to submit a report or a budget, basically, to the chapter so that we can get an idea of where we're going to spend our money before we get into, like, primary season and all that good stuff. Yes, sir. Would you like to come up and speak into the mic? Beautiful. See, I'm getting so much better telling people to speak into the mic.
All right, mic check 1 2 1 2. All right, to the window, to the wall. Okay. I just wanted to do a quick little update on some stuff. What I wanted to do, I know I will be wanting to do those reports. Would that be I have 2 questions. Will it be a monthly report or just?
I think it should be monthly, to be honest. It'll make it easier for y'all.
So the way it is written out right now
It would be monthly.
is annual. However, that may be too crazy
No.
to do, but you're the finance guy, so.
Because I'm just going to do it by the fiscal year. We already missed Q1, so I'll just do Q2, Q3, and Q4, since those dates are coming up and we're in the middle of Q2. So,
Can we identify those dates while we're doing
can you pass me my sheet? I wrote it down.
If it's easier, like, officially, we have, like, the yearly or annual thing where you have it broken down, and then, like, if it is better for you to have, like, unofficial, just, like, breakdowns every month.
That'll work too. Yeah, I could do like an annual one, and then with that way I have something to draw
With
back on.
updates type of thing.
Yeah, cause like I said, we missed Q1, so Q2 is right now from January 1st to March 31st, so we're literally hip deep in that. Q3 is April 1st to June 30th, and Q4 is July 1st to September 30th, and then it starts over in October. Just for them, the feds. That I didn't count Q1. Q1 is basically what I missed out on, which is
Fiscal year started July 1st.
no October. Yeah, October 1st to December 30th. That's Q1.
Yeah, that's how it is for, like, monopoly.
So that's when I'm basically gonna like have that on, and of course I'll do an annual report near the end of the year or at the beginning of the year. That way we can have a touch base, and then I will touch base with leadership to set up budgets because I didn't forget your stuff and Christine's stuff because I gotta factor that in. But I do want to say one thing, that we are 95% in control of the money. I say 95 because I got Jeremy off after a very frustrating long flight from Kennedy back to Charlotte and a drive breaking every speed rule in the book to get down to our meeting on there. I got Jeremy off. I'm at the moment the only one on the account, but once I get yours truly here, our Lord and Savior, to join me, and as soon as she's all ready, and my condolences again. As soon as she's fit and ready to go, we will get debit cards, which will be for her and I. That way, we will start gaining money and blowing money. At my discretion, of course. At our discretion, of course. But at the moment, if you're asking about the numbers, because I know Austin's thinking about asking, it's basically the same as it was when Jeremy transferred it over to me, because we haven't touched it since we've
It
been.
was the same as last time.
Yes. It's, once we get our cards, then we will definitely be more detailed. But I am going to try and tackle at least setting up online banking, and maybe we can try and see if we can link a Cash App to it. That way, we can have another source of revenue, and I'll throw out some other revenue sources. But I'm gonna write some stuff up before whenever we do a leadership meeting, which I have absolutely no idea when you want to do that.
We will have to kind of, this month threw me for a loop, to be honest with
No,
you.
you're
So,
fine. It gives me time to write up what I need to write up, and like I said, I will, because I would I would like to get a Cash App set up. We have another source link to the account. I would love to do a podcast.
we were just talking about that because the library has recording studios, which could be fun.
He has his computer. I got.
Do you have a question?
So
Can we see what they currently look like?
Yes, and you can access that. Is that posted in our announcements chat? Or in any of our chats, our bylaws, as they currently stand?
Hang on.
I will be honest, I did not print that out because there are multiple pages and my printer was running out of ink.
So what I'm going to do, and I'm probably gonna take this out here out of and put it.
Oh, and I'm still using my Earnest stuff too, by the way.
We got to get you on the education exchange, sir.
I'm too young for that.
No.
I got like 30 bills I'm trying to keep an eye on here. Plus, the situation in Charlotte is getting complicated because they want to double deck I-77.
There's also the video studio.
A video studio.
Yeah, where you can like really, if you like really want to be like professional
Mhm.
about like on camera interviews and such.
Hello. Oh my gosh. Wait a second. Whoa. Hello, friends. Thank you for joining us.
Exciting meeting.
Move my purse and stuff out of there. Get that out of there.
Do we have proposed edits for you passing?
I'm putting this down for just a second.
Okay.
Grab it.
A quick tutorial for all those who might be on screen. Please remember that the microphone works when it is pointed at your mouth, held an appropriate distance from your head. If you were holding it, say, down here, you might not be heard quite as well as if you're holding it right here, where it will come through crystal clear.
I never know if, like, who you're directing that at.
It's just a general reminder for everyone.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
That might not have come through because the mic wasn't pointed directly at my face.
Hmm.
It was not held an appropriate length from my head.
Oh, yes, this is a West example. Yes, Haley? Okay, are you sure?
Did you want to say what was in the mic?
I was just gonna ask if don't we have a mic stand, or is it just tiny?
We have one at SCDP. I had a small one that we were using as a grip, and then I unscrewed it, screwed in the one at SCDP.
There you go.
I don't know where it is anymore.
Oh, fun. Okay, so for our new people in the room who happen to be our statewide president and our congressional representative, yes, district representative, yeah. So for you guys, we're just going through some proposed edits to our bylaws so that we can kind of get things going that way. We have already gone through, if you guys have the printout, section 3 that has been approved by this room. We are now reviewing section 4, which is about the finances, and we just had our treasurer come up and kind of explain to us that we're good to go with the yearly budget, and then individually with the finance committee, we can work on like quarterly budgets and stuff like that to get us going. So does everybody feel good about section 4 at this point?
Full steam ahead. Let's do it.
I'm looking around the room. Good. Okay. Also join the finance committee. Section 5 is about the policy committee. I will read this one out loud since it's relatively short. We did not add, well, this is, I suppose, a brand new committee, kind of. The policy committee will help YDCM members investigate and define the values that they believe properly represent the organization as it grows and develops over time. This committee will accomplish this through development and allocation of educational resources and opportunities. This is because the way that we have structured our policy committee over the past couple months with our new chairs is they're working on educating us on what's happening locally, what's happening within our chapter, etc. That'll help us define who we are, help us kind of, unify moving forward. Are there any comments, questions, or concerns? Yes, ma'am.
Who shall the policy committee consist of?
Fantastic question. That should be added. I do not believe there are any requirements beyond the policy chair and co-chair. Do
Right,
you
so-
have?
Right, so basically, if I'm not mistaken, the way our committees are set up, they are,
Do you want to come speak into the mic? Sorry. I appreciate it.
Like, I'm just looking for consistency. 'Cause
Yeah,
the other
no,
two start
absolutely,
with
and
shall consist of, shall
I've said
consist
before,
of.
I'm not policy oriented, so this is why we review,
wait,
because
no.
What do you need?
I'm sorry, but this needs to go up.
What needs to go up?
What's on his screen?
You. Told Joe that one.
I don't know, it's just, he's showing the,
What needs to
the
go up? 'Cause I
bylaws.
can pull it up from here. We can switch back easier, or I can shut that down.
Oh.
I'm trying to
hello,
decide.
Michael.
No, you can't.
Can we?
It's basically. Oh.
I'm not sure that we have the capabilities to do this. Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
All right. So basically, the way our committees are set up, so that is basically in section 2 of this section. So it's gonna so membership is given to what it calls a trusted Democrat. So basically it means an active member who's been vetted and is already technically they have to be active members. Haley.
Is it part of that just being like, we know they've been vetted because they've been added to the signal chat?
Yeah, something like that. And that so basically two members and technically 2 members and an officer have to nominate you to serve on a committee that usually doesn't happen. But we're just like, join this committee, join this committee, join that committee. But like I said, formally this is that's how people are formally supposed to get on committees. There is a process
So we should
in the
just
bylaws.
add to the beginning of this that we would like that you have to be a vetted member.
It's already in the bylaws.
But we don't have to add it individually here?
No.
We can just say like.
No.
Okay, cool.
It's like before the committee.
I see. Cool, good. Okay. Cool.
Also, I will note this is it's related, but it's not related to what's printed here. I did review our notes from the last meeting, and we did decide to change all of our verbiage, nomenclature rather, from whatever it is in the bylaws to the Young Democrats of the Central Midlands, or YDofCM. It is the of. I didn't think it was, then I realized it is YDofCM. So we're gonna have to go in, Control F, do all those changes. Should be fairly easy. So are we feeling good about policy? Yes? Good? Okay. Section 6, the Action Committee. I'm not going to read this one out loud because it's a little bit longer, but this is a combination of the Advocacy Committee that currently exists and the Campaigns Committee that currently exists. As we get into campaign season, they're doing a lot of the same work. And basically, this just says that they're going to cover legislative advocacy and education about state and local governments. So more oriented on the specific getting into the minutia with candidates and dealing with volunteer stuff with candidates and all that good stuff that will be squarely focused in the Action Committee. So, and action committee, which I did not put in here and we might want to, also will handle our monthly action items. So like stuff that you can do every month to feel like you're doing something. Do we want to add that in? Yeah? Okay. So I'm gonna make a note about that and then we will put that in there. But beyond that, those are the edits that I have. Yes, Austin.
And I'll I'll add that in the live copy is that
Okay.
the action committee is section 5 and the policy committee is section 6.
Okay. Oh, whoops, then I just did those backwards. Okay.
I can
So pretend I did it correctly with the right numbers, please.
all right, so I move to it. Do I move to formally accept this bylaws package?
Second.
Oh, I love the excitement here. Okay, excellent.
Unquestionably first. Let that be recorded.
So we are passing the edits to our bylaws. Yay, we've done it. Woo! Do we need to vote?
Yes, there.
Never mind, I lied. We have to vote.
I motion that we take a vote.
I don't know this whole democracy thing. Right?
Ah, man, I don't know how I'm feeling about it. All right.
I motion that we take a vote.
Okay. Taking a vote. Can we
Second.
do by show of hands? Do you people who want to pass the edits to the bylaws, raise your hands, please. We're voting right now.
Yes.
Okay. Looks like they passed. Excellent.
Did we check everyone's ID first?
No, we have not checked ID. Whip them out. All right. So the next thing we're going to move on to is the starter pack. This is less serious business. This is more casual business now that we've gotten through the business portion of this. I am not sure how many copies of this I actually have.
Yo.
Perfect. Please share with your neighbor.
Should you, while you talk about it, do you want me to hold one and flip it?
Do
I'll
it.
do
Do
that.
a digital
No,
version.
no,
That
no.
would be so cute.
I do not, because this was thrown together. We're just looking at this to review.
Can I be over here?
Yeah, perfect.
Can I use yours? Oh, wait, can I use yours?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right. Sophia, do
Can
me
I
a
be
favor.
here?
Yes.
One step to your left.
Okay, so we're doing this American Airlines style. Okay.
Haley, would you take one small step to your left? Beautiful, thank you.
All right, we're doing this Delta Airlines style.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, new member packet. Please ignore the fact that my printer was acting really funky and put some stripes in it that weren't supposed to be there. Starter pack. Great. Everybody understands. We've got a logo. It's excellent and beautiful. Where to find us? This is all of our social media, all of the stuff that we are currently engaged in, and it includes our website, includes our Substack. Again, all of these things, not all of them are necessarily active, but these are things that we are known by. Regularly used apps. We can rephrase that if it sounds too much like an old person wrote it, but Mobilize, Signal, Google Calendar. I think those are our basics, pretty standard. Good?
Yes.
All right. Okay, then we have our QR codes. These are just to make things easier. If you are a relatively new member, I am looking at two of you specifically in the room. You can fill out this new member info form if you have not already. You may have. I would just scan it just to take a look at it and see if maybe you've done it. That just gives us your contact information. There are a couple questions about what you think the chapter can do better, what you're interested in, and how to, get involved and all that good stuff. And then our landing page that goes and has the links to basically everything that we do. So it has the link to our calendar. It has the link to, I think, our member form. We'll check that. But yeah, QR codes, just so that it's super easy for people to hop on and check their status and all that good stuff. Okay, these are our committees. And now that we have officially passed our edits to the bylaws, woo! This actually applies. This is just a general definition of our committees so that we can get people involved. If people want to know what we do, what we might want to do, my proposed edit here actually might be that we add the chair and co-chair names on here so that people can know exactly who they need to talk to when they join up.
I
Cool.
think that's a good idea.
Yeah?
How often do they change annually?
Honestly, we have not had too much turnover in terms of committee chairs. It's
The next time there would be any major turnover in the committees would be if there would be after, say, a general election.
Yeah.
The next time we'd have elections would be what, March of 2027?
mhm. Yep.
And I
Indeed.
think we should just like not print a million of them at a time.
Yeah, no. So I only printed 5 for today. There are more people in the room than I was expecting. But we'll have some of these. The goal is to basically have a table when we have regular meetings at SCDP. We'll have a little table out front or put these new member packets on the front counter so that people can just grab them on their way in, along with the agenda.
Can I
Yes.
give a more informal answer?
Yes.
The answer to how often they turn over and everything, relatively frequently. Committee appointments are hypothetically informal process where typically, I think as it's written, the chair appoints the heads, and then typically the chair of a committee chooses their co-chair, asks them, they get approval, things like that. What we've done in the past year since I've been associated is we've kind of we've taken people who have shown interest and been part of that committee, and have a workload compatible with the responsibilities, and they have kind of risen to the chair, and the big ebb and flow has been based on people's capabilities. So I know a big one was Stephen stepped down recently. Bridget wasn't able to step up because of her workload. There have been a couple others, just kind of as it goes. Brian Gibbs used to be in charge of policy. I know that he stepped down because of workload. So relatively frequently will it change, but not super.
If we're if we're super worried about that, isn't it supposed to be that us 3 are supposed to like kind of be like the like
So we're not required, the upper leadership, which would be myself, Haley, and West, are not necessarily required to be in every committee. I believe there actually used to be a limit to how many committees you could be on. So
I thought that it was like the chair of the
Chair
action
and
committee
co-chair.
would like kind of like report to like one of us, and so like we could just have like whoever is like technically like the person that the chairs report to for these, so that way it doesn't change that often.
yeah, absolutely. I don't really have any qualms about changing any of this. Sure. With every bit of work that you have, bring it to West, and he'll do it all for you. Is actually what
There we
he's
go.
saying. All right, moving on. I think this is our last page. Maybe, I'm not sure. Okay, so this is just a list of what we got going on. These are all the county parties that we are specifically associated with. We, to be honest, don't do a ton with Orangeburg and Fairfield. That's something that I would like to change this year because our chapter does include those counties. We need to include the counties. In terms of orgs to know, this is a list of organizations that we either work with, that we have overlap with, or that we like. So if you can review this list of organizations here, if you have suggestions, this is a list that can change easily all the time. And we can, we might want to try and set up like a monthly review to see if we need to add more.
And that could
Or-
honestly be the responsibility of the advocacy, or what is it now? Action committee.
Yeah, the action committee. Yeah, I agree. But I don't think that's too complicated. If I tried to just go through all the organizations we've worked with before, I am positive I've missed at least one. So if you have edits or suggestions, please let me know. Yes, Zane. You are going to have to come up here.
Okay.
I'm going to sit down.
Okay.
All right. Actually, pull up the organizations we work with, because I like to make a suggestion. One of them is Lutheran Services Carolina. It's basically at the Reformed Lutheran Church. I currently work with them in their refugee program. So that's a suggestion I liked for us to review.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic suggestion. I will say that Lutheran Services is basically ish, the host for Midlands Defensa, which is the local Ice Watch group. So they definitely should be on this list. I'm perfectly fine adding them on. Does everybody feel okay about that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Is that Democrat Lutheran?
Oh, good, great. It works there, and then they do the other.
Exactly. But I think
I want my animal advocacy nonprofit listed there.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Perfect. That sounds great to me. Is everybody okay with that?
Will you,
Yeah.
Yeah?
will you send like links and stuff for us to?
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll get that added in as well. I didn't know also we can discuss this if we want to put links or anything to these organizations to make it a little bit more accessible. I just put find them on socials because it was about 1 a.m. and I was ready to put this down.
I think it'd be great if we put it on there, that way it'd be easier just to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
It could also be because this is going to be a lot of times physical
Mhm.
to them. See see leadership, see people,
Yeah.
and they will link you to them or something like that.
Yeah,
And we're
absolutely.
gonna come to that.
And I think also we talked briefly earlier about how Signal has this fancy new pin a message thing. We might want to pin this in the chat for people. Yes?
Do we have on our website, a like, not a partner orgs, but kind of like a partner orgs page?
So I think that was a plan for communications last year that kind of got shuffled to the bottom of the priority list. But I do think that that's a fantastic idea.
Because if we already have the QR code on there, we can say follow the QR code to our website,
Yeah.
which then will give them reason to go to our website.
Yeah,
We
see,
do
smart.
actually have our partner organizations listed.
We do?
I had to look. Yes. So we, oh my gosh, we even have like blurbs and links.
See, somebody did the work last year. I don't know who it was. It was you probably Carrie.
He said what I was going to say, except I was just going to suggest putting the QR code right.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't have any problem slapping the QR code on there. Also, we use Canva, and Canva allows you to make QR codes, so I can make like 1 million QR codes. QR code queen. All right. I think that is it for the review of the starter pack. Does everybody feel good about this? Yeah? All right.
Who's designing our website?
That would be myself and Carrie.
All right.
Yeah.
Looks good.
That was an overhaul last year, and we have not made any specific edits beyond changing leadership on there. So, but if you guys would like to review the website, let us know any edits or add-ons or anything like that, then, we'll work on it. Cool? Everybody good? All right. I think the only other thing that I really wanted to talk about, because it is something that was sent directly to me today, is that tomorrow at 9 a.m., super fun, in the Blatt Building, room 516, they are having a second hearing for the ICE requirements. I do not remember. Yeah, like requiring state law enforcement to work with ICE. Considering the Main Street move, that's something that we really don't want to happen. They were sneaky about making it at 9 a.m. So, but you can submit written testimony. There have already been 600 plus submissions for testimony, but do more anyway, because we don't want them here. Cool? I guess, Austin, do you mind coming up and reminding us about county conventions?
Sure.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you, everyone. So Zane, you can come up too, since we're both third vice chairs. So we're up here we're up here. Yeah, so we're up here as representatives of the Richland and Lexington County Democratic parties. So we're putting our other hats on now. So right now we're about to head into county conventions. So as far as our counties go, Richland County is going to start first on the 7th at 2 p.m. On the 7th at 1. Doors will open at 1 p.m. It's going to start at 2, and Richland's convention is going to be at the Meeting Place Church over on Columbia Live, not Columbia Live. Oh God, that's on Columbia Mall Boulevard. So it's going to be like across the street from Columbia Mall. And then Lexington County is going to be on the 21st.
All right. 21st, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I know it was the location we had the same as last year, but it's not on the top of my head right now.
I think it's the Rosenwald School.
Is there any business happening at the Richland convention?
Okay, so at both conventions, the business is basically going to be the same. We have to elect delegates to the state convention. Where resolutions will come up. I'm actually handling resolutions for Richland County this year. So if there are any resolutions that y'all want brought up, I'm gonna start spamming that link everywhere over the next week, so people can get them in before the convention, because we're going to cut that and nominations for a state convention delegate like 15 minutes in, so we're
Can I say two things real quick? One, Austin's a jackass because he's making me read the South Carolina Democratic Party bylaws and Constitution and the Richland.
because
help out with this.
I'm having a help out with this.
In terms of being a state delegate, if you're in Richland County, and I assume Lexington County is the same way, it is very easy and very much needed to sign up. Last year we didn't have enough men signing up to meet our quota.
Right.
My first action getting into politics was to go to the committee, and I was a delegate immediately because we didn't have enough men. So especially for any men here, but women as well, they struggle to fill those seats. So your voice will be immediately heard if you sign up.
Immediately. Now for those on YouTube and you happen to be in Orangeburg or Fairfield, your conventions are on the same day. I believe they are both on the 19th at 6 p.m. Fairfield's is on South Congress Street in Winsboro. Orangeburg's is going to be at OC Tech in the Ruckmore Auditorium. I believe we do need to send people to both.
We will figure that out. That needs to be probably an action item for electing some people to go to the Orangeburg and Fairfield conventions. The problem is that it's on a weeknight and it's at 6 p.m.
I agree
Which
to
isn't. What?
I agree to table this one. I'm not going.
Also, we're tabling at both Lexington and Richland.
And we will be tabling at Lexington and Richland.
All right. So one thing about the Lexington convention is we have invited all Democrats before seeking primaries to office. So we have both Mullins McLeod and Jermaine Johnson attending. We have Sylvia Wrighton. Well, I don't know if they're attending, but they are definitely invited. We will definitely have our Lexington candidates who are running. So Joe Madge, Stephen Asbill, Reed Beeman, and Julie Zimmerman. They have been invited. I can definitely say Julie Zimmerman has it on her schedule, and we also have I think his first name is Scott Pruitt and David Robinson, both running for District 2 in Congress. So if you have anything about foreign affairs, please come and ask them. And we have all four candidates who are running to replace Lindsey Graham. I cannot remember their names.
Kyle Freeman, Annie Andrews, Catherine.
Full name
Mike's
Bruce and Brandon Bruce.
Yeah. Those four people, they've been invited. I don't know if they're. I cannot say if they're coming. I will have news later on, but we have invited those Dems running for office. So if you want them to hear something, definitely come to our convention 21st, Rosenwald Center, 10 a.m., 2 p.m.
And on our end, I know Valerie's been inviting pretty much every public official we have in Richland, from Columbia City Council to Blythewood Town Council. I believe we have a few Dems on Irmo Town Council. We have I know we I know I we have I know several officers are up this year, including Solicitor Gibson is up for re-election. Judge McCullough is up. Judge McCullough, the probate court judge, is up for re-election this year. So I know they will be. I know they'll be invited, as well as our legislative delegation, DP, as well as our state, as well as our state and federal delegates. So the Richland County Convention is usually jam packed. So
I'm looking forward to seeing you. That's all.
so we hope to see you at the meeting place on March 7th at 1 p.m.
YDofCM does not endorse.
Thank you, Tim.
We cannot endorse until the primaries. Excellent. Okay. Before we close, because I think we're getting pretty close, and I do not want to overstay our welcome in this library, would either of you like to come up and speak for a second? Yay! Woo! And also remind us when your county conventions are as well.
Short legs.
Me
My
too.
legs up high. Yeah.
Thank you.
How are y'all?
Wonderful.
That's good. Listen, I'm excited to be here. Now, I know it seemed like I just barged in here, but I was like, I saw the on the email on Mobilize. So I was like, I might as well pop up. I did go to first of all, I'm sorry, how y'all doing? It's real late. So at the same time, I'm just going around the different counties. I was in Florence yesterday, Barnwell in January. I was in where was I? I was more in the Low Country area, just visiting different county chapters and seeing if they want to start chapters. Now, what you all are doing is awesome. That starter packet is something that Sumter Lee and Clarendon, we've been definitely trying to figure out how to put together. But so my name is Trayvon Johnson. I am the president of the Young Democrats of South Carolina. Thank you. From Sumter, South Carolina, me and Jay, we are the vice chair, president of the Sumter, Lee, and Clarendon Democrats, Young Democrats. So it encompasses, of course, 3 counties. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of starstruck a little bit. Let me look at my phone. So we've been working really hard when I became president, cleaning up a lot of things. And let me tell you something. Me and Austin have became best friends. So I want to thank you for working on that website for us. Clap it.
For y'all to see as well.
Yeah, if y'all haven't looked at it in a while, it's amazing. So we've been having meetings, and Justice has been on my butt about meetings. We need to have meetings. I said, yes, sir. So we have been having our meetings. We have been getting ideas together, making sure that we're talking about convention in April. And thank God for Sophia, Emma, Jay, Eddie from the Low Country, diverse group of folks that coming together and share ideas about this. Now, this convention will be virtual because of time. But I don't know if I'm not going to spoil it, but 2027, be on the lookout, all right? Also, we're trying to figure out the financials of YDSC, okay? And I'm going to be honest with you, that is a growing pain in my side. But we're starting from the ground up. Our social medias, we're starting from the ground up, okay? Just to be honest with you. It's a painstaking task, but in the rebuilding phase, I have learned a lot. A lot of the leadership has learned a lot, and I'm kind of excited that we're doing it because it's a learning path for me personally. But other than that, I don't know. I don't know if y'all have any questions. Um, I'm also getting with Justice to figure out the high school DIMS and the college DIMS, seeing if that partnership can be a little bit more closer. And then also, I have been at the HBCU day at the State House, and I had the opportunity to meet the director, the South Carolina Democratic Party caucus director, and talk with him about the things that YDSC is doing, that we're planning to do, so we can foster that relationship at the state house level. So that way, any counties that create chapters, or we can have a liaison at the state level, and that is working perfectly, actually. What else? It's our convention, our state convention. Oh, our county convention. Yeah, yeah. March. Thank you for reminding me. It's in March. It's in March. It's in March. I'm the third vice chair for Sumter County. So
Are y'all using Mobilize too?
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Check out Mobilize.
yeah. So
Hang on, I'm on the
so it's a lot going on in my head. For yeah, March the 5th. Yeah,
Sumter is March 14th at 10 a.m.
March 14th. Thank you. Yeah,
at
it's
the courthouse.
yeah. Our chair wants to get in there and handle business and get out. But so yes, I have to remember those things with other hats that I wear. So excuse me if I'm not bringing it off the top of my head. But other than that, we are trying to work it out, and I'm trying to get in contact with all of our past YDSC presidents and just continue fostering those relationships. And statewide, we are just going to do the damn thing. So,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Thank you for coming and thank you for speaking. Appreciate it.
Actually,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm telling you right now, there's a minefield this way. Thank you.
The library will close in 30 minutes.
Okay, well, see.
Have a rich library card. Please visit our checkout desk on the first level at this time.
Okay.
All meeting rooms will close in 15 minutes. All computers will automatically shut down at 7:45 p.m. Please remember to save your work and complete all training before the computers shut down. Checkout desks, including the self-checkout stations, will close in 25 minutes.
I'm just giving the spiel. It was great.
7:55 p.m. The gates to the library's lower parking lot will be shut and locked at 8 p.m. After that time, vehicles remaining in the lot will be towed. The library will open tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thank you for visiting Richmond Library. We look forward to seeing you again.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
I know.
So one quick question. And I think I lost track of train of thought already. Okay, so one question was about if I'm authorized to change out the logo on the website. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Actually, there's a new YDSC logo that.
Fun. Love a new YDSC logo.
That's been knocking around that.
This one was in the
Excellent.
presentation, right?
I'm not sure if it was on the presentation.
What's the new one on socials?
The one that he posted on.
Yeah.
Was it Monday?
Yeah.
The one that you posted on Monday.
Okay, cool.
We talked about it, and he brought up, he sent me a logo that you all were thinking about.
That I had designed in like 2021 for Jenny, and she was my predecessor, state president, and she was like, no, I like the donkey. However, this was a logo that we had since like 2011.
Wow, it makes me want to get rid of our donkey.
I would never. I will.
I can direct the leadership to look at a resolution for the AI generated.
Yes, that has been discussed in our chapter chat a little bit.
So we're looking at that, and
yeah.
we're planning on changing looking at our bylaws.
Yeah.
And adding that. So
Awesome.
Cool.
And the other one being, is our state convention going to be before or after New Orleans?
It It will be before, and that planning committee is working on it, and we will soon announce dates and all that good jazz. So keep an eye out for that. It will be coming up. We would like for everybody, we're kind of thinking about doing some chapter watch parties. So it'll be virtual, but we'll be together. So it'll be fun. But I think that's everything. Wes, do you have something? Tim, sorry if I missed you. Yes?
I do have like a couple of things only because they're around the corner. Kristen kind of gave me a great answer regarding trying to knock the price down for vitamins and mail on the 27th. If you can go, it's $127. I was trying to get at least you and Haley to go. Spot y'all. I've already seen Biden, but if y'all wanted to go,
Thanks, Tim.
but
I appreciate
if
that.
you don't want to go, I mean, there is still, and I'm not going to press it on Kamala's thing in April, but there are still tickets out there. They're running between 70 and 85 right now, but they get you up close. And
Awesome.
the only other thing is Jesse Jackson is lying in state on the 7th at the State House.
Okay. Jesse Jackson is lying in state at the State House on the
2nd?
March 2nd.
March 2nd.
Okay.
So,
Something,
take this
another important thing for your calendars. I think off the top of my head, the only other thing that I want to bring up is that the ACLU is doing an Immigrants Are Welcome Here style campaign over the next couple weeks. Tomorrow night at Shandon Presbyterian, double check me on that. There will be like a vigil for affected families, but there's also going to be kind of an action fair so you can get informed and all that good jazz. I think that does it. Wes, do you want to add anything?
So we just approved consolidation of different committees, right?
Yes.
Like everybody who's on them, they're just going to be merged to the other one.
So the current goal, and leadership will discuss this before implementing it, but the current goal is to basically use the most active chat and just switch everything over. And we'll rename the chats, but that should take our committee chats, maybe just take the YDCM chats down to like an acceptable amount of chats.
Can we go over who the chairs are again? I forgot.
Oh, yes, we can.
Or we can also do this after.
They will likely need to be reappointed since we have renamed the committees. So we'll work on that as well. But the leadership will be staying the same. So currently, West and Emma are the chairs of policy. Haley and Carmen are our chairs of advocacy. Stephen, like West mentioned, stepped down earlier or end of last year. Bridget is still working with us on campaigns. Christine and Carrie are our socials people. And membership-wise, Christine is also playing an important role, and as is Josie. So we've got a great team, a ton of fantastic leadership, and I think once we do a little bit of merge, we'll be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
Cool. Would you like to add anything? Did I cut you off completely? Are you good? Okay.
We are short on time.
Yeah.
What I was going to ask, I would say we could move to the next meeting, but one big thing I was asked, and now I kind of want to put the burden on everybody else, is in terms of this year for YDCM, now that we've kind of gotten the boring stuff out of the way, what do we want to focus more on? Some people are new, they come in with their own, you have your own passions, drives, things you want to do. Some people are old, we've been in this organization for, well, I've not been here very long, but we've been here for around the block a couple times. Where do we want to direct our energy and our focus as an organization this year? My big focus is going to be two things I'm going to be pitching. One, I want to get more involved on college campuses. I think that was a big thing we missed out on last year that we're going to rectify this year. Second thing is I want us to help the foster system of Columbia and surrounding areas. That's not a surprise to anybody that knows me. But those are my two big things, but I just wanted to maybe next meeting we could talk about people's drives and passions.
Well, you already know where I stand.
Well, here's another thing. Once the new chats are created, we will have discussion about when those committee meetings will be happening. I'm also potentially seeing about using our second meeting to kind of do some committee updates and things like that so that we can have an in-person space for those meetings without adding on an additional in-person meeting. but that's just suggestion and chat for another time. So, is everybody, are we all good to go? Excellent, wonderful. Thank you guys for coming. Next meeting is on the 11th at SEDP. Excellent. Thank you guys.